Today, I'm joined by Chuck Walker, Managing Partner at Alliance IT. Chuck's got his hands in everything from operations to strategy, helping lead a growing tech company that delivers managed IT services, cybersecurity, and cloud solutions to businesses across the US. He's not just selling IT, he's building long-term partnerships, solving real business problems, and navigating the messy middle where tech meets people. He's also got a front row seat to what SMBs are really dealing with on the ground when it comes to cybersecurity compliance and digital transformation. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Appreciate it.
Let's start with Alliance IT. What's the mission? Who are your clients? And how do you position yourselves in the world of MSPs and IT providers?
Alliance IT we're now in our 18th year, and we are a regional MSP in the Southwest Florida area. But our largest clients are not even in the state of Florida. They're actually a manufacturing company out of Ohio, and they have a multinational presence that we manage right here from Sarasota, Florida. So our vision really is to bring the experience that Kevin, my partner, Kevin Baylor, and I have from corporate world back down to the small to medium-sized businesses, helping companies to be able to concentrate on their business, yet let us take care of the IT, but do it in a way that is proven and has good standard procedures as far as do it.
So within the company, you're involved in daily operations and big picture strategy. What's been the biggest challenge balancing sort of growth, service quality, team culture when building an MSP?
We're very picky as far as the staff we bring on. We're a company of 10, and 6 of those are engineering people. So we focus a lot on making sure we've got boots on the ground that can deal with the client. For us, it's finding that right fit. It's building that correct culture so that we have not only staff that is concerned about our clients, but we try to find clients who really are looking for that MSP to work with them and have a similar mindset. It's not about churning dollars and how can we get the most dollars out of our customers. It's how can we find the best customers that we can work with for our lifetime. Even though we're only 18 years old, our oldest client is actually 28 years with us. It's a client I brought with us before we started the company, and they still are our number one client.
That's fantastic. And then, Chuck, how are you finding these 5-star staff? Are you recruiting locally? Are you going remote working?
We're primarily recruiting locally. During COVID, we did shift to working from home, and we still work primarily from home today, as I am this morning. All of our staff lives within an hour of the office. And our reasoning for that is that there's still times that we need to touch the client. And so we prefer to have our staff that can be there to react to them and not look outside services that we've got to send in to them. Now, if we run across the superstar someplace and they're not locally, that's not saying we wouldn't hire them, but we've been fortunate enough to be able to recruit, take our time looking for that staff. And we have a unique final interview for all technical staff. The final interview you go through with us is interviewed by your peers, and they have final up or down as far as whether you get hired or not. And there's been a couple over the years, they just said, we don't think they'll fit the team. And so we pass on them and move on to the next one. So it is a long, slow process, but it has worked out really well because we have a team that is dedicated to taking care of our clients and also supporting each other, which is key for us. It's still got that family-oriented feel to it, and that's important to Kevin.
Yeah, that's brilliant. A lot of the SMBs that you work with, no doubt, they still think, especially in the early days, cybersecurity means installing antivirus and then hoping for the best. How are you guys educating clients without overwhelming them? Those first clients that you get on, how are you educating them to the wider problem of cybersecurity without making it seem really terrifying?
That's an excellent question, Dan, because today that's probably our biggest challenge is educating our clients as far as the multiple levels of threats we're out there. We have always taken security as a multi-leveled approach. Kevin and I kind of use the story of it's Swiss cheese. The holes are never aligned in Swiss cheese for a reason. And our security is here to be the same way because we have to let holes through for some things that are required within the business, but we need another layer that's going to then catch that and not allow it through if it's malicious type traffic or something like that. So we do use a multi-layer approach, just the beginning at the local workstation, goes all the way out to the firewall. We typically manage from the firewall in for all clients. whether it be VPNs or direct access through some type of portal so we can get security that way from a SaaS standpoint. And it's a constant moving target.
Brilliant. And how are you helping companies find the budget for security? How are you helping them justify that? And obviously, the more budgets they've got, the more business you've got. But a lot of the time, it's a showstopper for SMBs. How are you helping them justify that spend?
Yes. Quite frankly, what we do for them from that standpoint is no different than insurance. You have to look at it from a standpoint of what works for you from a standpoint of budget versus the risk rewards that you want to have. So just like you do with insurance, I live on the west coast of Florida. We insure ourselves for all kinds of natural disasters and mostly hurricanes this time of year. So do they hit us every year? Absolutely not. Last year we had 3 hit our area directly. A lot of devastation. So you equate it to life a little bit as far as what goes on. It's not a matter that you necessarily will always get hit, but if you're in there long enough, you're going to get some type of hit that's going to come around to your company, whether it be a direct attack, an accidental situation that happens for an employee clicking on the wrong thing. So it's an education process with them, explain to them the multi-layered approach we take with it. Then also, like I said, the risk reward. So if you were down for the day, what is it going to cost you? If you lose your data, what does it cost you? So that is the risk reward standpoint, and then work with them to find the right tools at the level that works for them that they're willing to take. And that's the key. It's educating them, giving them a good, better, best scenario, let them make the choice, and understand that many times it is a business decision. It's not just, oh, you're not making the right choice from a standpoint of that's not the best thing for you security wise, but it is ultimately a business decision. And as being responsible for the finance and administration for our company, I fully understand that. We have to make choices every day as far as how we do things. So that's how we approach it with our clients.
And Chuck, you bring up insurance, which is a really interesting point because cyber insurance is now a very fast growing industry, especially in the US and for SMBs. Are your clients feeling pressure from insurers to improve security posture? Is that being driven by cyber insurers?
Absolutely. In fact, the things that we have been trying to educate our customers about and get them to take into consideration, simply like things like two-factor authentication. We have been advocating that for years, but now it's taken the fact that Microsoft has said, hey, if you're doing certain things, you must have 2FA. Banks require 2FA now. The final thread on that was the insurance companies. As a matter of fact, I just did a seminar with our local insurance company from the IT perspective and also the insurance perspective, because the insurance companies are in fact asking more and more of them. Initially, they offered cybersecurity for just pennies on the dollar. And in the first few years, those security companies paid out a lot of money. Now they are adverse to the risk and they want to make sure that you are stepping up and doing the things necessary. So the seminar we just did was exactly that, educating them about the fact that we've been preaching it for years. We think it's a good thing, and here's the reasons why. But now from the insurance perspective, they're requiring you to do it. If you say no to some of these questions on the cybersecurity questionnaire that comes in, you're not going to get insurance. And they've shifted a lot of the risk from general coverage to cybersecurity coverage. And without that, you again put your business at risk. We're aware of companies in the area that have had that problem. They become a customer after that because now they've just lost a lot of things. And loss of data, no matter how you lose it, whether it be physical peril from fire or anything else, cyber loss or anything else, the loss of your data is the most crippling thing. And whether you recover from it as a company is questionable many times.
Now, the human factor also plays into the threat and cyber risk. And increasingly, a lot of people say people are the weakest link. How do you help clients manage human risk, Chuck? Are you seeing more demand for employee training? Is that something that is developing in the space?
Absolutely. For many years, we've offered a series from one of our vendors out there who does almost like a pen test from an email perspective and things like that. We've even played the game of dropping USB sticks outside of a client's office and see who picks them up and plugs it into the computer. It's all things you do. But the biggest thing that we've seen the uptick on is companies be willing to use threat testing with their employees through email, because employees are still People always be the weakest link out there, and we still find that's usually where things happen. At least we've got them educated now to the point that we get tickets come into our service desk and go, "Oh, I accidentally clicked on it. Please check it and make sure it's not something malicious," before they go 3 hours later and their computer's going crazy. We've at least got them educated to the fact of stepping up and saying, we're not going to persecute you. We just need to know earlier than later that you've got a potential threat that you clicked on or something like that. Whether it wastes our time or not, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So that education process is important, and creating that air of, it's okay, you're human. Just let us know, but learn from it. And next time, don't do it.
100%, Chuck. We, at something that we're always shouting about and promoting, is that the reporting is more important than the awareness. It's all very well for employees to be able to spot, but when it does happen and everybody eventually clicks on something or opens something or forgets something or loses a device, it's that ability to generate that culture in a company where they can immediately pick up a phone and report that something's gone wrong, so that the security team or the IT team can get to work and fix that problem as soon as possible. It's absolutely critical. Making sure that all your employees don't click on a phishing email is one thing, but if there isn't that behavior change in an organization and that culture of reporting and knowing that no one's getting in trouble over it, you're actually contributing, it's a really positive thing. Right. So it's cool that you bring that up.
And we still find that the people that we have to convince the most are the owners and C-level. For some reason, they think they're 20 years old and they're impenetrable. It's not going to affect them. So we've actually had some C-levels that have gotten caught in our little testing out there. And so, again, they're not hung out to shame or anything. It's okay, here's what could have happened because of that. And so to educate them. And when they're caught once or twice, they tend to start realizing that, this is serious. And even I fell through it.
And when we talk about evolving threats or new trends in the cybersecurity space that we're seeing, or we're seeing in industry headlines and that, Chuck, from your base in Florida, are you noticing regional trends that are different to national trends that you're seeing in the news? Or is it pretty much steady across all your customers?
It's pretty much steady across. The way we're connected, the world is just seconds away. So we don't see anything necessarily different here. Probably the only thing that we see different that is more localized to us, but I'm sure other areas see it too, is that when we do have a regional disaster issue, we have a hurricane or we have some type of storm, is the scams that come along that are pointed at the people that got affected by those disasters. And they're at a vulnerable state of their life. And so they tend to be a little bit more at risk because they're just not thinking through everything. They've been through a very traumatic situation. So other areas of the country and the world probably have the same situations, just with a different type of event. But I'd say that's probably the biggest thing they do. Then, of course, we always have the poaching on the elderly. We have a large population of retired people in the area that I live in, especially, and just more vulnerable because they're not tech savvy. So they're more likely to fall to some of the scams. And so those types of things are the things we look out for on the horizon, and it's not even on the horizon anymore. I think the biggest threat we see in trying to get people to understand is that the advent of AI is going to create a broader surface level of exposure that we all have. And AI is going to help the bad actors to do more damage than what they've done before. It's like everything we do great in technology. And I've been in this business for almost 45 years. I have seen a lot of cool things. I've seen a lot of bad things too. And it's like anything. Drugs are used for good and bad. Technology is used for good and bad. AI is just going to be one of those techs that will do a lot of great things for us. But in the hands of the wrong people, we have to be careful.
No, for sure. And we're definitely going to be seeing some scary developments with AI and deepfakes and how they're going to utilize that with social engineering over the next months or years. And there's going to be a lot of vulnerable communities hit there for sure. A lot of your customers and MSPs in general, there's vendor overload. There's so many products out there. There's a million tools and platforms covering all the different types of tech and solutions in the industry. How do you decide what tech to invest in and what to ignore?
That is a constant changing thing. And that is probably the biggest challenge we have internally because the tech is moving a lot. Who owns the tech and who's acquiring the IP of different companies and everything else. Again, I go back for almost 45 years. So I lived through the era where IBM was the king. You couldn't do wrong by going with IBM. And IBM bought up anything and everything out there that was tech related as far as tool sets, some good, some bad. And now you see that going on with key vendors in our space now. So whether it's tools that we utilize internally by the big PSA tools and sets and stuff, or if it's the stuff that's being offered to our customers. And it's hard for us to keep up with a lot of it sometimes. It takes a diligent effort. Kevin Baylor is a CTO for our company. That is his number one thing he does. Keep up with what's coming out, not what's current today, what is coming out, what's down the road we need to start looking at, going to the shows, into the vendor conferences and trying to keep up with what's rolling out. And then it's being strong enough to have a voice with our vendors. I am one that is very vocal. I am not shy as far as giving my opinions and my beliefs in things. Whereas I hear complaints sometimes that come out about products that are not moving to where they need to, or vendors are buying up products and they're trying to create one large environment so we can just say, hey, I'm with XYZ versus ABC company and I use all their stuff. We have some of that, but we also push back on things that don't fit. So just because the biggest ones out there, Kaseya and ConnectWise, they are all trying to really pull in and take everything into their environment so that you just can go with them. I am not hesitant to say that's great, but this one you pulled in, it's just not worth it. It's not best of class, and why do I want to use it? If you want me to subscribe to your products and use all of them, then you need to put attention to every single one of them, and they all need to be best of class. If not, I need to go find what's going to work better for us, for our clients, because ultimately it's not the relationship between me and the vendor. It's the relationship between my vendor, us, and our client, and we look for a win situation. I have worked in industries in the past in the IT world where everybody looks for a win-lose, and I've got to be the winner. Our culture is such that it is win-win for everybody, and if it's not, we need to move on and go to the next product out there.
Let's talk culture in MSPs, Chuck. Tech burnout is real. You're working in a fast-moving industry and you've scaled and you guys are doing well. How do you keep your team motivated and your culture strong when you're scaling so fast?
I think there's two key things you got to do. You have to live by the fact that, your people are your best assets. Everybody says that. It's a buzzword out there. You have to really believe it. We have 4 values within our company, and it's P.I.C.K. And to the point that we have them actually printed on some cup holders, our vision statement and our values. So we're passionate about what we do. We have integrity as far as everything we do. We care not only about our employees, but for our clients. And we stay knowledgeable and bring the best things forward for our company and for our clients. And so every day, any decision we make and what we instill upon our staff is that those are the 4 things you have to ask. If you are making a decision about something you're going to do for work, for client, for the company, anything else, how do those 4 values fit into it? And your answer should fit into that. And if it doesn't, then obviously it's not the right fit for us. So it's something that we live daily with them. Even though we do a lot of remote work, we make sure that we create time to bring everybody together. We have to be available for our clients 8 to 5, but we do not micromanage our people. And by allowing them to work on their own to some extent, we have staff that will just put in the extra time and effort. It's not a what's for me environment. It is what's best for us collaboratively. And because Kevin and I have always shared in the success of the company with our staff, and they know that. And so they know that whatever they do to make us better, they will get the benefit of that down the road. And we prove that to them. So that's something that is very important to us. We don't go out there and buy employees. It's not our culture. And our staff, quite honestly, know they could probably go someplace else and demand more money. And they flat out tell us every year in our surveys with them, We like being here. We enjoy our job. You take care of us. And because you take care of us, not just from a financial standpoint, but as people, and you recognize who we are and what we are, that we're happy here. And that's more important than going out someplace else and jumping into the stress and doing that. In fact, one of our newest staff members was directly in the security world. And he came to us because he was tired of the high pressure, day in, day out, just constant stress of being that high level security world. And he came to us saying, hey, I just need to back off and slow down. I am almost 40 years old. I don't want to burn out and have stress and die early. And so we brought him on board, and he is like a kid in a play box now. He gets to take his experience level. He gets to share it with his coworkers. We get to share it with our customers and everything else. And he's helped us to step forward in some of our security measures that we use internally because he had that experience from a larger environment beforehand.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Chuck, before I let you go, if you could change one thing about your company or the cybersecurity industry as a whole overnight, what are you fixing?
I think it's something that this is for me personally, Dan, and it's an outlook that I have. And it goes back to the don't hide things, just put it out there. I live a personal belief of one thing, that secrets not only are dangerous, secrets kill. Your personal life, your business life, everything you do. So live transparently and be genuine with people out there. And if we would all learn to do that more with our clients and everything else, profit motive is not what we do this for. Obviously, we have to be profitable to take care of it and keep the business going, take care of our staff, but that is not the driving force for us. We've had the opportunities to sell out to bigger MSPs, and Kevin and I have had long conversations about that and said, no, that's not what we want for our staff and or for our clients, because we have gained clients locally from other MSPs who have sold out to regional and national firms. And the clients lose that personal touch. And so we try to maintain that with them. And it's genuine and authentic. And that's the key. We're part of our community. We're part of the lives of our staff. Heck, a lot of our customers have become friends of ours over the years. From a business life perspective, just be genuine and authentic and treat people the way you want to be treated. And if you do, you'll be blessed. There's no doubt about that.
That's brilliant, Chuck. Thank you very much for the insights and for joining us today. This has been awesome. Where can people connect with you or learn more about Alliance IT?
You can reach out to us. Our website is www.alliancetllc.com. Or if you like to still talk on the telephone, our phone number is 941-556-4460. Reach out. We'd love to talk to you if you're interested about looking for an MSP that really believes in taking care of our clients, or if you're another MSP and just want to chat about what's going on in the industry. There's enough business out there that we can all share it. So we don't hold secrets as far as that's concerned. So we enjoy learning from others, teaching.
Chuck, thank you very much. And thanks very much to everyone for joining us for this episode. We'll see you guys later. Cheers.